Arya woke up on Monday morning with butterflies in her stomach. Today was her first official day as Chief Operating Officer of Montgomery Enterprises. The announcement had been made on Friday, and over the weekend, she'd received countless congratulatory messages from colleagues, friends, and even competitors who'd heard the news. But despite all the encouragement, despite Alara's unwavering support, Arya still felt the familiar flutter of self-doubt as she stood in front of their bedroom mirror, adjusting her yellow power suit. "You look incredible," Alara said from the doorway, already dressed in her own charcoal gray suit, looking every inch the powerful CEO she was. "I look terrified," Arya corrected. Alara crossed the room and gently took over, fastening the clasp with practiced ease. Her fingers lingered on Arya's neck. "You look like the brilliant, capable woman you are," Alara murmured, "the woman I'm so incredibly proud to call my partner." Arya turned in Alara's arms, her anxiety melting slightly under the warmth of Alara's gaze. "What if I mess this up?" "You won't," Alara said with absolute certainty. "But even if you make mistakes, which everyone does, you'll learn from them and do better. That's what makes you such a good leader. You're not afraid to admit when you're wrong and adjust course." "I love you," Arya whispered, leaning in for a soft kiss on her forehead. "Thank you for believing in me even when I don't believe in myself." "Always," Alara promised. "Now come on. We have a company to run." Alara and Arya drove to Montgomery Enterprises together, as they often did. "Ready?" Alara asked as they pulled into the executive parking garage. "As ready as I'll ever be," Arya replied. They rode the elevator up to the executive floor together, maintaining professional distance now that they were in work mode.
When
Arya made her way to her new office, the COO's office, windows and a view of the entire city. Her nameplate was already on the door. Arya Chin, Chief Operating Officer. She stood in the doorway for a moment, just taking it in. This was real. This was happening. "Don't just stand there." Alara's voice came from behind her, warm with amusement. "Go claim your space." Arya walked into the office, running her hands over the mahogany table. "It's perfect," she said softly. "You're perfect," Alara corrected, stepping into the office. "I know we're at work, but I need to do this." She crossed to Arya and pulled her into a deep, passionate kiss. Arya melted into it, pouring all her gratitude and love into the kiss. When they finally pulled apart, both were slightly breathless. "That was very unprofessional, Ms. Montgomery," Arya said, though she was smiling. "Sue me, Ms. Chen," Alara replied. "Now let's get to work. We have a 9 o'clock meeting with the operations team, and I believe you're leading it." "Right," Arya said, switching into professional mode. The morning passed in a blur of meetings and strategic discussions. Arya led the operations meeting with confidence, presenting her vision for streamlining processes and improving efficiency. The team responded enthusiastically, asking thoughtful questions and offering valuable input. By lunchtime, Arya felt like she'd really stepped into her new role. She was eating a sandwich at her desk, reviewing reports. Lucy stood by the doorway. Then she walked in. Arya was struck by how different she looked. Lucy, usually so immaculately groomed, appeared disheveled. Her hair wasn't perfectly styled. "Arya," Lucy started, her voice shaking. "I need to talk to you. About everything." "Sit down, Lucy," Arya said calmly, gesturing to the chairs across from her desk. "Mr. Matthews will be joining us in a moment." Lucy's face paled. "HR? Why do we need HR?" "Because this is a professional matter," Arya replied evenly. Mr. Matthews arrived, carrying a thick folder that Arya recognized as Lucy's personnel file. He sat down beside Lucy, his expression carefully neutral. "Lucy," Arya began, her voice firm but not unkind, "I've asked you here today because we need to address your conduct, both historically and specifically regarding your misconduct towards the company and your co-workers." "I can explain," Lucy started, her voice breaking. "Please let me finish," Arya interrupted gently but firmly. "Mr. Matthews, would you please review the complaints on file?" Mr. Matthews opened the folder and began reading. "Complaint from Sarah Chen, dated 3 years ago. Lucy Patterson made derogatory comments about my relationship with another female employee. Complaint from Jennifer Wu, dated 18 months ago. Lucy Patterson has been spreading rumors about my personal life. The list went on and on. Arya watched as Lucy's face cycled through emotions: shame, anger, defensiveness. I was just trying to protect the company, Lucy protested weakly. I was trying to maintain professional standards. No, Arya said firmly. You were creating a hostile work environment. You were bullying people you perceived as beneath you. And Friday, during the announcement of my promotion, multiple employees reported that you were openly crying, making disparaging comments about me. Lucy's face crumpled. I was just surprised. I had applied for the COO position. I thought I had a chance. Did you? Arya asked quietly. I've worked here for 8 years, Lucy said desperately. I've been dedicated. I've worked long hours. You've been competent at your job, Arya acknowledged. Your work product has generally been good. But leadership isn't just about technical skills. It's about how you treat people. Lucy was crying now. So what happens now? You fire me? You ruin my career? Arya took a deep breath. This was the hardest part of being a leader, making decisions that hurt people, even when those decisions were necessary. Mr. Matthews, she said, looking at the HR director. You can go now. Arya leaned forward. Based on the documented history of complaints and Friday's inappropriate conducts, I am terminating your employment with Montgomery Enterprises, effective immediately. No, Lucy gasped, standing abruptly. No, please. I need this job. Arya, please, I'm begging you. Give me another chance. I'll do better. I'll be professional. You've had multiple chances, Arya said, not unkindly. And you've squandered all of them. I'm sorry, Lucy. But this is the right decision for the company. Lucy's expression shifted from desperate to angry in an instant. This is because of Alara, isn't it? You're punishing me because I was interested in her. This has nothing to do with Alara, Arya said firmly. This is about your pattern of unprofessional behavior toward multiple employees over multiple years. Your interest in Alara is irrelevant. Liar. Lucy said angrily, her composure completely gone now. You're jealous. You know I was better suited for her than you ever were. I'm sophisticated, educated, from her world. You're just a cleaner who got lucky. Arya felt a flash of anger, but kept her voice calm. Lucy, I'm going to say this once, and I want you to really hear it. My relationship with Alara has nothing to do with why you're being terminated. You're being terminated because you've created a toxic work environment for years. Because you've bullied and demeaned people you perceived as beneath you. Because even after multiple warnings, you refused to change your behavior. She stood, her full authority as COO evident in her posture. And for the record, I'm not just a cleaner who got lucky. I worked incredibly hard to get where I am today. Lucy's face was red with rage and humiliation. You'll regret this. I'll sue for wrongful termination. I'll tell everyone that you fired me because of your personal vendetta. You're welcome to try, Arya said calmly. Goodbye, Lucy. 2 security guards appeared at the office and sent her out. As security escorted Lucy out, Arya heard her sobbing in the hallway, her cries fading as they led her away. Arya sat down heavily in her chair, feeling drained. That was handled perfectly, Miss Chen, Mr. Matthews said. Firm, professionally. Thank you, Arya managed. Please make sure all the documentation is in order. I don't want any legal complications. Already on it, Mr. Matthews assured her. After he left, Arya sat alone in her office, processing what had just happened. She'd fired someone, ended someone's career at this company. It felt heavy, significant, even though she knew it was the right decision. Her phone buzzed with a text from Alara. How are you doing? I heard what happened with Lucy. I'm okay. It was hard but necessary. I'm proud of you. Do you need anything? Just you. Later. At home. Always. I love you. Love you too. Arya set down her phone and took a deep breath. She had more meetings this afternoon, more decisions to make, more responsibilities to handle. This was her life now, and she was ready for it. The rest of the day passed in a blur of productivity. Arya threw herself into her work, meeting with department heads, reviewing strategic plans, making decisions that would help the company. She was packing up her briefcase when her assistant knocked again. "Miss Chen? I'm sorry to bother you, but there's someone here who insists on seeing you. He doesn't have an appointment. His name is Marcus Hayes." Arya's blood froze. Marcus. Again. What could he possibly want now? "Does he know I'm the COO?" Arya asked. "Yes, ma'am. That's specifically why he says he needs to see you." Arya considered sending him away. She'd already blocked him on everything.
"Send him in," she said.
"But stay nearby in case I need you to call security." "Yes, ma'am." A moment later, Marcus walked into her office, and Arya was struck again by how diminished he looked. A decent suit, polished shoes. "Arya," he said, his voice heavy with emotion. "Thank you for seeing me. I know I don't deserve it." "You're right," Arya said coolly. "You don't. You have 5 minutes. What do you want?" Arya replied. "I want you to know that I was wrong. About everything. When we were together, I told you that you were just a poor girl with nothing to offer. But I was the one with nothing to offer. You had ambition, intelligence, kindness, all the things that really matter. And I was too stupid and insecure to see it." He took a step closer, his eyes pleading. "I was happiest when I was with you, before I let my ego destroy everything." Arya felt her jaw tighten. She could see where this was going. "Arya, I'm begging for a second chance." Arya stared at him for a long moment. "Marcus," she said quietly, "do you know why I'm successful now?" "Those words helped," Arya acknowledged. "But the real reason I'm sitting in this office, in this position, is because I finally learned to value myself." She stood and faced him directly. "I spent months thinking I was worthless, that I deserved to be alone, that I'd never amount to anything. You broke something inside me, Marcus." His face crumpled with guilt. "I know. I'm so sorry." "I'm not finished," Arya interrupted. "You broke something inside me, but I fixed it. Not because of you, but for myself." Marcus was crying now, tears running down his face. "I can be that for you now. I can see your value. I can appreciate you." "No," Arya said firmly. "You can't, because you only see my value now that I'm successful. If I were still cleaning floors, you wouldn't be standing here begging for another chun, and now leave my office." She moved back toward her desk, creating physical distance between them. "I don't need you, Marcus." "I'll always regret losing you," Marcus said quietly. He left. Arya was still standing, stronger than ever.
Her phone rang.
It was Alara. "Hey," Arya answered, her voice warm despite her exhaustion. "Hey yourself," Alara replied. "I'm wrapping up here. Want to head home together?" "More than anything," Arya said. "I've had quite a day. I heard. Gerald told me about Lucy. And my assistant mentioned she saw Marcus leaving your office looking like someone had kicked his puppy. Want to tell me about it?" "At home." "Perfect. I'll meet you in the parking garage in 10 minutes. "Alara?" "Yeah. I love you. So much." "I love you too, sweetheart. See you soon." Arya packed up her belongings and waited for Alara at the garage. "Hey, COO Chen," Alara said with a soft smile. "How was your first official day?"
"Exhausting. Exhilarating.
Emotional." Arya walked into Alara's open arms, finally allowing herself to relax. "That's quite a day," Alara murmured, pressing a kiss to Arya's forehead. "I'm proud of you. For handling Lucy with professionalism. For standing firm with Marcus. For being the incredible leader I always knew you were." They drove home, happily together. 6 months later, the executive conference room, illuminating the faces of Montgomery Enterprises' leadership team. Arya stood at the head of the table, presenting the quarterly results with confidence and poise. "Revenue is up 53% compared to this time last year," Arya explained, clicking through her presentation. "Employee satisfaction scores have reached an all-time high of 92%. And our newest product line exceeded projected sales by 40% in its first quarter. The board members nodded approvingly, others murmuring to each other with obvious satisfaction. These results are exceptional, Ms. Chun, one of the board members said. Your operational strategies have transformed this company. We made the right choice promoting you to COO. Thank you, Arya said graciously. But this success belongs to everyone at Montgomery Enterprises. I'm just fortunate to work with such talented, dedicated people. Across the table, Alara caught Arya's eye and gave her a small, proud smile. Even after months of working together in this capacity, Arya still felt a flutter in her chest when Alara looked at her like that, like she was something precious and extraordinary. After the meeting concluded and the board members filed out, Alara lingered behind. You were brilliant, Alara said once they were alone, moving closer to Arya. Absolutely brilliant. I was terrified, Arya admitted, allowing herself to relax now that it was just the two of them. Board presentations still make me nervous. You'd never know it, Alara assured her, reaching out to straighten Arya's collar, an excuse to touch her, really. You commanded that room like you were born to do it. I had a good teacher, Arya said softly, her eyes warm as she looked at Alara. The best CEO in the business. We should celebrate tonight, Alara said, her voice dropping to something more intimate. Your 6-month anniversary as COO deserves recognition. What did you have in mind? Arya asked, her pulse quickening at the look in Alara's eyes. Dinner at home. Just the three of us. Something special. Alara's fingers trailed down Arya's arm, leaving goosebumps in their wake. And then after Olivia goes to bed, I have plans for you. Plans. Arya's voice came out slightly breathless. Very thorough plans, Alara confirmed with a mischievous smile. Involving, celebrating just how incredible you are. In detail. For a long time. I like these plans, Arya managed, her cheeks flushing. I thought you might, Alara said. Now we should both get back to work. By the time 5 o'clock rolled around, Arya was practically vibrating with anticipation. She packed up her things quickly and met Alara in the parking garage. Ready to go home? Alara asked, her eyes dark with promise. So ready, Arya replied. The drive home was charged with tension. You're existing, Alara countered. Looking beautiful and brilliant and mine. That's quite distracting. When they arrived home, Olivia was already there. 10 now. Mama Arya. Finally. I've been waiting forever. Forever, huh? Arya laughed, hugging her. We're only 10 minutes later than usual. 10 minutes too long, Olivia declared dramatically. They had sweet dinner together. Later, they curled up on the couch together for their usual evening routine, watching a show, Olivia between her mothers, all of them comfortable and content. But Arya noticed Olivia kept yawning. Tired, sweetheart? Arya asked. A little, Olivia admitted. I think I'm going to head to bed now. That's very responsible of you, Alara said, pressing a kiss to Olivia's forehead. Sweet dreams, baby. Love you both, Olivia said, hugging them. She left to her room and tucked on her bed. Alara took Arya's hand and led her upstairs to their bedroom. The moment the door closed behind them, the atmosphere shifted from playful to intense. Alara pulled Arya close, her hands sliding into Arya's hair. Do you have any idea how proud I am of you? Alara murmured. Tell me, Arya breathed, her hands gripping Alara's body. You're beautiful, Alara murmured against Arya's lips, her hand trailing down Arya's side, making her shiver. Her mouth moved to Arya's neck, finding that sensitive spot that always made Arya gasp. She lingered there, sucking gently, marking Arya as hers. Her hand moved lower, tracing patterns on Arya's stomach, getting closer to where Arya desperately wanted her, but not quite touching yet. Alara, please, Arya breathed. Please what? Alara asked, her voice teasing but warm. Tell me what you want. You, Arya managed. I want you. Need you. I'm right here, Alara assured her, her hand finally moving lower, making Arya cry out softly. I've got you, love. I've always got you. She touched Arya with practiced skill, knowing exactly what she liked, exactly how to make her fall apart. Her fingers moved in slow, deliberate circles. The combination of Alara's skilled fingers was overwhelming. Arya felt the pleasure building, coiling tighter and tighter. Alara, I'm going to, Arya gasped. I know, Alara whispered, her voice thick with desire. Come for me, love. Let me feel you. Arya shuddered, her body tensing as waves of pleasure washed over her. Alara gentled her touches as Arya came down from the high, pressing soft kisses to her face, her neck, her shoulder. Beautiful, she whispered. You're so beautiful when you fall apart for me. That was... Arya tried to catch her breath. You're incredible. Forever. They collapsed together, tangled in each other's arms, both thoroughly satisfied and deeply in love. Alara pulled a blanket over them, and they lay there in the comfortable silence of complete contentment. Here I am, Arya echoed, snuggling closer. And I'm not going anywhere. You're stuck with me forever. Did you ever wonder how different our lives would be if we'd never met? Arya asked. Sometimes, Alara admitted. And it terrifies me, because I was so lonely before you. I had success, I had money, I had Olivia. But I didn't have this feeling of being completely seen and understood and loved for exactly who I am. And as they slept peacefully in each other's arms, dreaming of all the adventures still to come, one thing was certain. Their story was far from over. It was just beginning. Because forever was just getting started.